Well, many schools, including those in Richland, Monroe, and Ouachita Parish, headed back to class today. Good evening to you. I'm Jennifer Andrews. And ULM and Carroll Jr. High are now teaming up to offer unique opportunities to students. Kenya Ross learned about the agreement today. Kenya?
Jennifer, that is true. Through this partnership, the university is helping middle school students achieve their academic and career goals.
A part of this project is getting university officials, faculty, and staff to work alongside the junior high staff members in order to develop a bond for our students in order to do things greater in their future.
The University of Louisiana at Monroe leaders, Monroe City School District staff members, and Carroll Junior High educators gather inside the Jesse Lee Haney Gymnasium on the junior high's campus Monday afternoon for a special signing ceremony. The university and junior high have agreed to partner to provide the middle school students with academic support, career guidance, and leadership development.
There will be opportunities for faculty to come visit with the students, help them in career decisions. Those pathways that I mentioned earlier, they'll be able to connect directly with nursing faculty, pharmacy faculty, and help them plan their next steps as they go forward. We have a wonderful drone program here at Carroll, so we can connect that with the drone program at ULM, which ultimately can lead to a lot of opportunities beyond that for future study and work.
The agreement outlines that both institutions will conduct surveys and meetings to identify the specific needs of the middle school students. Principal Montrell Marshall of Carroll Junior High School says he believes it's important for children at the junior high level to begin sharpening their thoughts about what their career interests can develop into.
You know, little kids, they dream really, really large, but sometimes life happens to children, especially around those teenage years. They start to develop, they start to think about what's possible for them. And we just want to expose them to so many different opportunities so they know that there's an opportunity for them wherever they choose and start to develop pathways to go into their way.
And according to ULM's Office of Communications, the agreement is effective now. Jennifer?